666.
My one big thing, this year's Hajj season begins July 7th, and there's much to be excited about. After severely limiting the number of pilgrims allowed in 2020 and 2021, Saudi Arabia will raise the number this year to 1 million. While this is only roughly 50% of the 1.9 to 3.2 million pilgrims who visited pre-pandemic, it's a first step back. This Hajj season is notable for other reasons as well. On June 6th, just 25 days before the Hajj is to begin, the Saudi Ministry of Hajj and Umrah announced that all potential pilgrims from the West must apply through a new platform, Motawif. So for the first time ever, Muslims from 57 Western countries needed to participate in a lottery in order to perform the pilgrimage. Hajj lotteries are commonplace in Muslim majority states, and their national quotas of just basically about 1,000 pilgrims per million people are the norm, and I think that's been applied to the Western countries as well. And again, in these Muslim majority countries, many people wait years to perform the pilgrimage, but again, this is new for Western Muslims from Western countries. The Motawif website was established for a number of reasons: to manage health concerns, to combat fraud, to control rising costs, and to simplify and modernize the Hajj and Umrah process for pilgrims. The new Motawif system essentially eliminates scores of travel agencies and middlemen based in Western countries that have for 40 years at least served the function of arranging travel and lodging for pilgrims. And in fact, the name Motawif was taken from the thousands of Motawifs who have traditionally delivered transportation, tents, and other services to overseas companies organizing Hajj on behalf of Western Muslims. These Motawifs, in turn, work with Munazzams who deal with smaller groups, 150 to 450 pilgrims. It is unclear now how these traditional Motawifs and Munazzams and their experience and expertise fit into the new Hajj and Umrah experience. The best of these organizers, the Motawifs and Munazzams, have local knowledge and a specific understanding of customers' needs, cultural, religious, and linguistic needs, as well as particularities of the Saudi setting. So this is a big swing by the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah. The motivations are clear and consistent with Saudi Arabia's efforts to streamline, optimize, and make more efficient all aspects of its economy. And Hajj and Umrah, as we know, Lucian, are a big part of its economy, contributing up to $8 billion in a normal yery. It hasn't been a normal year for the last three, and it won't be normal this year, but going in the past. Not surprisingly, the Motawif website crashed on its first day due to so many visitors. And also there's been some confusion for pilgrims and travel agencies that had already booked and paid for flight and lodging arrangements. So this first go-round is likely to result in some unhappy pilgrims. Going forward, I would anticipate that, one, the Motawif system is here, the new Motawif system is here to stay, and two, like everything associated with Vision 2030, it will have some growing pains. It will need to be refined, adapted, and hopefully it'll be perfected over time.
Talk about some disruptive technology. I mean, this is a huge rollout. And Richard, we mentioned this on a previous episode as well. A lot of times when there's a huge rollout and millions of people going to visit a website all at once, no matter how quickly you can scale your cloud server platform, inevitably crashes happen. But as you said, and I think is a really good point, this is not just a step in the right direction, it's a leap forward in the right direction for Saudi Arabia. And this is going to make some of these travel agents and some of these arrangers in foreign countries not happy, of course. But in the end, it's a service to future pilgrims. And I think that's really what the aim is, as well as to sort of modernize everything in Saudi Arabia and make it tech forward. Very cool story here. It will be interesting to see how they improve it in future years and for future iterations. But I mean, you saw this Richard, the Talakana app for Saudi Arabia just won an award for the UN. When they rolled out Talakana, I'm not sure a lot of people would have said this thing is going to be so wildly successful that it is going to win a award from the United Nations, and stuck with it and has really earned its own reputation. So this is interesting, and this this will be a tough sort of year of growing pains for this app. But I mean, as you said, it's a good application.
Well, insofar as we know, and I think obviously the motivation is there, and there's reasons for it. But the implementation, we always talk about implementation is everything. And when you do it late in the game, which they did, June 9th, you can expect some difficulties. So hopefully the challenges won't be overwhelming, and that won't be too widespread, and it can be refined going forward. Because certainly it could, if properly developed and applied, it could simplify things for Muslims in Western countries.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Good luck to them. I mean, Richard, you only need to look at the first episode of the 966 and now the 50th to see how just launching something can be great, and then how much better it can get over time. So, really cool to see.
And I imagine it's like anything. Most of a lot of the improvements going on behind the scenes. There's significant improvement at the front end of the store, but behind the scenes, oh my goodness.